This is very good news. It looks like wide receiver Jalen Reagor could be back sooner than expected. That he is, quote unquote, ahead of schedule. Ahead of schedule. Couldn't be any happier. So John Clark puts out a tweet this morning. Couldn't do the video earlier. Wish I could, but put out the tweet this morning saying, some good injury news today. I'm told cast is off Jalen Reagor's thumb, and he is catching balls. He is ahead of schedule. Original timeline was he would hopefully return after the bye week, November 15th. We shall see. Look, I'm not saying that Jalen Reagor is going to be back this week for the Cowboys. You never know, but I'm going to say no. Be back for the Giants the week after or the Browns? Definitely. But I think realistically, he could be back for the Giants game. I think realistically that would be it. But you never know this week. You never know what news is going to come out. It's already enough Travis Fulgham is doing so much right now. You put Jalen Reagor on the field with on top of what we have right now. This is what makes me mad. Because Doug Peterson could do so much more with this offense. But because the playbook is like 2 pages long, there is no diverse play calling. We look very bold, very plain. We feel like we do the same plays nonstop. This is what's stopping us right now. So with some of these Eagle fans, when we don't get passes thrown and Carson Wentz gets sacked or something like that, they blame it on, let's go get a receiver. We don't have the best receivers out there. We don't have enough receivers out there. We don't have the talent out there. We have plenty of talent out there. Doug could do so much. It's catastrophic how much more this offense could do with these receivers. Greg Ward, I've never seen a player play so well, especially some of these catches he's making, plus getting yak yards, sideline catches, you name it. Greg Ward is the real deal in the slot. Travis Fulgham, a guy that's been to, 3 practice squads, Green Bay, Detroit, coming here, and finally getting his shot, and look what he's doing. He's a number 1 receiver for us right now. And some Eagles fans are like, well, he's not a number 1 receiver. Well, no, he is, because we have nobody on the field. So as of right now, he is a number 1. But even if Reagor comes back and he becomes the number 1, Travis Fulgham is literally between a 1 and a 2. He's not even a 2. He's in between a 1 and a 2, and that's really good. So that means he's highly productive. Highly productive. More than a number 2. Okay? Plus John Hightower on top of it. And look, Doug has only been using John Hightower on go routes. I don't know why that. Look, I understand he's got the speed going downfield, but they got to do more. Doug's got to do more with these receivers. There's so much more this offense could do. This is why we're losing football games. Obviously, some of this offseason had a lot to do with it. No rookie minicamp in July. No preseason games. Just no offseason. No grass time. Half of these players couldn't even meet up together to build chemistry because of COVID. So, a lot to do with it. This team was not ready going into the season, but Jalen Reagor had the shoulder injury, came back earlier than expected. Now he's got this, obviously the thumb injury, and, Carson Wentz can't throw those suicide passes to him because that's what gets these guys hurt. Reagor's been taking notes. He's been leaving little tweets out here and there. Eagles fans are giving up on him. The NFL is giving up on him. Because when Eagles fans see like Justin Jefferson or A.J. Brown or DK Metcalf, DK Metcalf is definitely understandable, but when they see these other receivers out there and they're doing so much, and Eagles fans are just like, oh, we shouldn't have drafted Reagor. We should have drafted Justin Jefferson, because they've seen Justin Jefferson have a couple of good games. Why is it that we give nothing to this guy? And I understand that he has no reps. I understand that Jalen Reagor hasn't hit the field too much yet. But this kid is going to play angry. He is going to be a nightmare for a cornerback. Okay? He's going to be somebody's nightmare. And that's what's going to happen with him. I don't think Jalen Reagor's a bust. I don't think he's, injury prone. I think one of these injuries is definitely Carson Wentz's fault for throwing a ball literally right when he was getting hit at the same time he caught the ball. I mean, you can't throw those passes to, especially, Reagor's not the biggest guy either. Okay, big hit. He can take a big hit. Who knows what could happen? Throw the ball to this guy in open space. But Doug could do, even when Jalen Reagor wasn't here and hasn't been here, I thought this offense could do so much more. Doug is not using this offense to his potential. He's not play calling to a full potential of what this team could do. That if someone else took over this offense and called plays and how to use all these players, I think this offense would just be killer. Okay, but the problem is the playbook is like 2 pages long, and we look like we're doing the same plays every single series. Greg Ward, John Hightower, just all these guys. John Hightower is just used for one route half the time, and I wish he could do more. Greg Ward, I think he's doing what he's supposed to do this year. I think he's looking more like an athletic wide receiver more because his catching ability is getting a lot better. He's getting these crazy sideline catches. He's getting yak yards after the catch. He's not getting tackled as soon as he gets the ball in his hands, and he's tough. Okay. And then you have Travis Fulgham, a guy that's been to 3 practice squads, comes on this team and is playing like a number 1 receiver right now. And the Eagles, 2 things are happening. Travis Fulgham is not getting more yards either because they're not throwing to him, or they are throwing to him and the passes are just inaccurately horrible. And Wentz did that last game. You can't start throwing to Travis Fulgham in the second half. It's against the rules. You shouldn't do that. If I had a receiver that was literally getting 70-something to over 100 yards a game, why am I not passing to him in the first half or trying to get more targets to him if it's working out? But with Jalen Reagor coming back, this guy's been taking notes. People have written him off of the NFL. People are looking, people have already given up on Jalen Reagor. I haven't given up on this guy at all, period. This guy is going to be a beast. This guy is going to be somebody's nightmare. This guy is looking to be the best receiver in the league, and I think he could be a top 5 receiver in the league. That's just me. This isn't false hope. This guy's the real deal. So, other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. I'm excited. Hey, if he plays this week, I'll be happy if Reagor comes back this week. But Doug has got to use these guys to his advantage. And these matchmaking, which Rich Sangrell and these other guys and the offensive assistants need to do their job and do it right. But this is exciting. This is something I want to see and can't wait to see it. Can't wait till he comes back and can't wait till he joins what's already has been created with John Hightower at the speed going downfield, with Travis Fulgham being that quiet receiver that doesn't really yap too much, but he proves with his play. Greg Ward has been cut off this team twice. And look what he's doing now. There's something special. Sometimes injuries gives you blessings for what you have on this roster. Shame on the Eagles for not recognizing this earlier. This is the only way we find out what we have, is by teams getting injured, and it's a blessing for what has happened. Obviously, injuries are bad, but seeing all this, seeing what we have, I'm happy what I'm seeing from these guys. I just want Doug to use these guys, open this playbook a little bit more, be more creative with the playbook, with the play calling. I want to see something different. Stop using the guys on the same routes. Like, start moving some guys. Start. John Hightower especially, he's only running go routes half the